Have you ever noticed? Some people never post their photos. Not on Instagram, not on WhatsApp, not even on Facebook. They live quietly, silently, almost invisible to the world. But here's the twist. These are often the most powerful minds you will ever meet. Because their silence is not emptiness. It's control. It's intention. It's a psychological strength that most people don't even understand. Even Albert Einstein, one of the greatest minds in human history, lived this truth. He wasn't obsessed with being seen. He was obsessed with understanding the world. And today's video is exactly about this. The psychology of people who don't post their photos. Before we begin, make sure you like, subscribe, and turn on all notifications, because what you're about to learn might change the way you see people forever. Now let's begin. 1. They don't seek validation, they validate themselves. People who don't post their photos live with a kind of inner strength that most people can't understand. While the world constantly rushes for likes, comments, filters, attention, and approval, these individuals quietly step away from the crowd and build something far more powerful: self-validation. They don't wake up in the morning wondering how many people viewed their story. They don't stare at their phones hoping someone will tell them they look good. Their sense of worth isn't tied to a selfie, a pose, or a perfectly edited picture. Their confidence comes from something much deeper, something unshakable, something no one else can touch. Their validation comes from within, from a place that the world cannot influence. Einstein once said, "Be a voice, not an echo." And this describes them perfectly. They refuse to echo the world's desperate need for attention. They refuse to participate in the endless competition of who looks better, who appears happier, who seems more successful. While everyone else is obsessed with being seen, these people are focused on being real. They don't chase trends, because they know trends fade. They chase clarity, peace, and mental strength. And that's why their minds stay sharp while others drown in comparison. Their silence is not emptiness, it is a shield. A shield from judgment. A shield from unnecessary opinions. A shield from the toxicity of constantly being evaluated by strangers. They know that once you start living for approval, you lose your identity piece by piece. So they protect themselves by staying unseen. Not because they are insecure, but because they are emotionally intelligent enough to walk away from anything that disturbs their inner world. Their silence is like armor, invisible but incredibly strong. And behind that silence is a person who doesn't need the world's applause to feel alive, because they've already found their worth within themselves. 2. They are deep observers. They watch more than they reveal. People who don't post their photos are not hiding from the world, they're studying it. These are the deep observers, the quiet minds who see everything yet reveal almost nothing. While most people rush to display themselves, these individuals step back and watch the world unfold with a kind of calm intelligence. They don't crave the spotlight because they understand something most people never realize. You learn more in silence than you ever will in noise. They are the kind of souls who sit in a room and notice details others overlook. The shift in someone's tone, the hesitation behind a smile, the truth hidden between two words. They don't need to speak to understand. Their eyes, their intuition, their awareness do all the work. Einstein's brilliance wasn't loud. It wasn't flashy. It wasn't rehearsed. It was built through deep observation, through hours of watching, analyzing, questioning, and absorbing everything around him. He didn't care about being seen. He cared about seeing the world differently. And that's exactly what these people do. They observe patterns, behavior, energy, intentions. While others are busy creating images to impress people, deep observers are collecting knowledge that will help them navigate life more powerfully. Psychology reveals something fascinating. People who share less often have stronger internal focus. Their mind doesn't scatter toward every distraction. They listen longer, think deeper, and notice subtleties that others are too busy posting to recognize. These individuals understand the emotional climate of a room without saying a word. They can sense tension, authenticity, lies, insecurity, and intentions simply by watching. This is why they often feel older, wiser, and more grounded than the people around them. Their silence is not a mystery, it's mastery. It's the mastery of self-control, the mastery of emotional awareness. the mastery of seeing without needing to be seen. And that mastery is what sets them apart. They don't post because they don't need to prove who they are. They already know who they are, and they watch the world with the kind of depth most people will never reach in their entire lives. 3. They guard their privacy. Not everyone deserves access to them. People who don't post their photos understand a truth that most people overlook. The moment you share your life online, it stops being yours. Once the world sees your face, your moments, your surroundings, your lifestyle, people begin to form opinions, judgments, expectations, and assumptions. And these silent individuals refuse to give strangers that power. They protect their privacy with a kind of quiet strength. They don't expose their face, their world, or their emotions for public consumption, not because they're scared, but because they understand the true value of keeping something sacred. They know that not everyone deserves access to their life, and certainly not everyone has earned the right to their vulnerability. Einstein understood this at a level most people still don't. His greatest ideas were born in solitude, in hours of silence, contemplation, and deep thinking. He didn't need an audience, he needed space. Privacy allowed him to build worlds within his mind. And in the same way, people who guard their privacy today do so because they know that constant visibility destroys clarity. When you're always performing for the world, you slowly lose the ability to hear your own thoughts. These individuals refuse to let that happen. They protect their identity because they understand that the world is quick to judge but slow to understand. They protect their moments because they believe memories are meant to be lived, not displayed. They protect their face because they refuse to let likes and comments determine their worth. Their silence is wisdom. Their invisibility is intentional. They choose carefully who gets to enter their world because they know that every person you let in carries the power to either build you or break you. People assume they're hiding, but the truth is far more powerful. They're filtering. They're selective about their energy, their time, and their emotional exposure. They understand that privacy isn't secrecy, it's freedom. It's mental peace. It's psychological power. And in a world obsessed with oversharing, the ones who guard their privacy stand out as the strongest. They live by a principle most people have forgotten. What the world cannot see, it cannot control. 4. They don't need external attention. Their mind is their spotlight. Some people spend their entire lives trying to be seen, trying to look perfect, trying to impress the world with angles, filters, poses, and constant updates. But people who don't post their photos live differently. Their worth doesn't come from being visible, but from being valuable. They don't need the world's eyes on them, because their true brilliance shines from the inside. Their mind is their spotlight. Their thoughts, ideas, creativity, and growth speak louder than any photograph ever could. Einstein is the perfect example of this. He wasn't standing in front of cameras, adjusting his hair, or worrying about how he looked. He wasn't chasing attention, popularity, or validation. While the world was busy showing themselves, Einstein was busy rewriting the laws of the universe. His light came from the power of his mind, not the visibility of his face. And the same is true for people who remain unseen today. They don't need to show themselves to prove themselves. They would rather build something meaningful than post something meaningless. These people have a different kind of fire inside them. They are the quiet creatives, the deep thinkers, the problem solvers, the introverts with galaxies living inside their heads. They don't post because they're too busy growing, too busy learning, too busy evolving into someone stronger, wiser, and more capable. And while the rest of the world is chasing attention, these people are chasing excellence. Their silence is not emptiness, it's focus. It's the kind of focus that builds empires, solves problems, creates art, writes ideas, and transforms their inner world. People who rarely post are often the ones who are actually living, observing life, reflecting on their journey, working on dreams no one knows about yet. They don't crave admiration from strangers because they're busy earning admiration from themselves. And here's the beautiful truth. When you stop asking for attention, you start attracting respect. These individuals don't try to shine. They simply become the light. And those who truly see them respect them for exactly that. 5. They fear misinterpretation. They know the world scans faces, not souls. People who don't post their photos understand something most people ignore. The world no longer looks at your soul, it scans your appearance. In today's digital age, a single photo can create 1,000 wrong stories. One picture, one expression, one angle, and suddenly people build entire narratives about you that have nothing to do with who you really are. They judge your skin tone before your kindness, your clothes before your character, your background before your intelligence. It takes 1 second to look, but a lifetime to undo a wrong assumption. And these silent individuals know this truth all too well. Einstein experienced this deeply. People didn't see the depth of his mind. They saw the messiness of his hair. They didn't see the brilliance in his ideas. They saw the simplicity of his clothes. Before the world recognized his genius, they mocked his appearance. They misread him because he didn't look like someone who could reshape physics. And this is exactly why many people today choose not to be seen. They know that society is quick to judge, but slow to understand. They know that a face can be misinterpreted, but a mind cannot. Psychologically, people who avoid posting their photos are protecting something precious, their identity from misjudgment and their energy from unnecessary criticism. They don't want to be reduced to pixels, filters, or facial expressions. They refuse to let someone's shallow perception define their worth. They would rather remain unseen than misunderstood. For them, being known for their values, their ideas, their personality, and their character matters far more than being judged on a camera angle. These people understand that the world reads faces, but rarely reads souls. And they refuse to let that become their story. They choose to be evaluated by their actions, not their aesthetics. By their depth, not their display. They want people to know them for their mind, their heart, their integrity, the things no camera can capture. Their silence is not fear. Their invisibility is not insecurity. It is a quiet rebellion. A powerful statement saying, "You don't get to define me by what you see. You will know me by who I am." 6. Their confidence is internal. Silent strength is the highest form of confidence. People often assume that people who avoid photos are insecure, but that assumption couldn't be further from the truth. In reality, the ones who stay away from the camera often possess a rare and powerful kind of confidence. A confidence that doesn't scream, doesn't pose, doesn't try to impress. Their confidence lives quietly inside them, untouched by opinions, unaffected by judgment, and unshaken by the world's obsession with visibility. They don't need to collect likes to feel valued. They don't need applause to feel alive. They don't need digital validation to feel worthy. Their sense of self isn't built on how they look. It's built on who they are. Einstein understood this deeply. He once said, "A calm and modest life brings more happiness than the pursuit of success combined with constant restlessness." And that is exactly how people with internal confidence live. They choose calm over chaos, depth over display. They don't chase attention because attention isn't what fulfills them. They're the kind of people who walk into a room and don't need to announce themselves. Their presence speaks before they do. They carry a silent strength that radiates without effort. Their relationship with confidence is different. It's not loud, flashy, or attention-seeking. It comes from knowing themselves so well that the world cannot shake them. They trust their path. They trust their value. They trust their inner voice more than the noise around them. While others are trying to curate the perfect appearance online, these individuals are busy strengthening their foundation offline. And that foundation gives them a level of psychological power that can't be taken away. Their silence is not insecurity, it is inner stability. A stability that says, "I don't need to be seen to be significant. I don't need to perform to be accepted. I don't need validation to know my worth." That is the highest form of confidence, the kind that doesn't seek an audience, the kind that doesn't break under pressure, the kind that doesn't require proof. It's a quiet flame that burns steadily inside them, guiding them, grounding them, and giving them a presence that cannot be ignored even when they choose to remain unseen. So the next time you meet someone who never posts their photos, don't think they're boring, insecure, or secretive. They might be deeper than you imagine. They might be thinkers, observers, people with strong minds, people who live more in reality than in the digital world. Just like Einstein, they know that the greatest power a human can have is to understand themselves without needing the world's approval. If you learned something powerful today, make sure you like, subscribe, and share this video with someone who needs to hear this. Until then, stay silent, stay focused, and stay powerful.